Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video. Hope you're doing really well. Today I want to show you my 4 favorite crash cymbals and just share some thoughts on why I like particular crash cymbals and what I'm looking for when I'm either recording or playing live. I've done a few of these videos before, so I've done my favorite hi-hats and I've done my favorite ride cymbals, and I'll put the links in the description below just so you can check them out if you're curious. So I want to share my 4 favorite crash cymbals with you today, and as you guys know, I'm a big Sabian fan, so of course they're all Sabian cymbals. So I'll talk you through the ones we're going to listen to and why I like them and why I picked them. So the first crash that I want to share with you today is an 18-inch Volt crash, which is part of the Artisan series, and this is a brilliant finished cymbal. It has lots of hand hammering on it. It's an incredibly complex cymbal, and because of that, it's fairly dark. You know, you'd think a brilliant cymbal would be quite bright, but actually this is very dark. It's almost got like a sandy texture to it, but it's incredibly melodic and incredibly complex as well. So this is a lovely cymbal that I reach for when I'm looking for maybe a style of music that's maybe a little bit smoother, where my crashes don't have to explode instantly. It's a much more like kind of mellow, darker tone. So anyway, let's give this one a listen. Okay, next up on the list, it's another 18-inch cymbal, and this time it's one of a custom cymbal that I had made when I was at the Sabian Vault a few years back. This is an 18-inch HHX X-Treme Crash, and what makes it custom is I had the ISO holes put around the bell, and just for your records, if you do want to own a cymbal like this, if you just follow this link, then Sabian can actually create a cymbal like this from what they call their custom shop. So anyway, this is another natural finish cymbal, 18 inch, it's the same as the Volt one you've just seen. With this one, it's a lot more like melodic. I wouldn't say this has a sandy texture at all. This is very melodic, very musical sounding, and it's pretty much like the mainstay on my drums for the moment. I'm really digging the HHX line. I guess the ISO holes let the energy burst a little bit quicker as soon as you strike the crash. The burst of the crash and the melody of that crash comes out quite quickly, which personally is something I really like from crash cymbals. I want them to give a lovely sound fairly quickly, but also depending on how hard or soft you hit them, you should still be getting a very nice shimmer to the crash cymbal. So let's check this one out. Okay, the third on my list today is a 19-inch crash, and this is part of the AAX line, and it is a it's an X-Plosion fast crash, so a 19-inch AAX X-Plosion fast crash. This one is a brilliant finish, and because of that it's going to be a very bright sound. This one will look to cut quite quickly through music, so I use this in a lot of like rock and alternative settings and hardcore settings as well. And actually for live, it's a crash that I usually bring with me each time. You probably notice I'm choosing some quite big crashes, 18s and 19 inches. I'm not the biggest fan of going, say, below something like 17 or 16 inch. I'm not as big a fan of those. That's just my personal opinion. I prefer the bigger crashes. But really, the nice thing about this X-Plosion fast crash is, similar to what I said about the HHX one, you only have to really touch it lightly and it already gives its full shimmer. I think that's probably the fast part of the X-Plosion name, the X-Plosion fast crash. So yeah, this gives you a huge sound. You can absolutely leather it and it sounds amazing. It just sounds this like very piercing but very musical sounding cymbal. Let's check it out. Okay, and the fourth and final crash on my list is something that's a little bit more of a special effects crash, and it's an 18-inch Aax Aero Crash in a brilliant finish as well. What's unique about the Aero Crash? To me, it makes me think of like Aero chocolate with all the bubbles in. So it has at least 50 or more ISO holes around the whole bow of the cymbal. So as you could probably imagine, this is going to give a very, very China trashy-like sound. It's going to be quite a glassy, potentially shattering type sound, which is usually what you use for things like special effects cymbals like a China. They're meant to be quite trashy and you know, pretty abrasive on the ears. That's what I'm looking for with this particular crash, but it is still very musical, and I've no doubt that if you were to go for a natural version of this cymbal, you'd bring a little bit more of that dark, complex tone into the mix. Anyway, let's have a listen to this one. So as you can see, I have like a nice wide range of crashes going from dark to right up there to the trashy piercing crashes, and I feel like they suit lots of different styles that I play in, whether I'm recording for an artist or going out and playing live, depending on the music we're playing or the music that we might be covering. A couple of honourable mentions. So I really like the HHX Ozone line. and the AX Ozone line is incredibly nice as well, so I'd highly recommend you check those out. And also it's a relatively new cymbal, but the HHX Complex line is also really, really nice. They're very, very complex cymbals. It's in the name. Incredibly musical, very dark sounding, but absolutely beautiful works of art that Sabian have done. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed my crashes, that my favorites. If you guys have any favorites, then please leave your thoughts and let me know what they are in the comments below, and let me know what you thought of my choices. And if you like this kind of content, then please hit like and subscribe for future content. All right, guys, enjoy. See you soon.